Welcome back to the channel, everybody. This is Larry G, the Forgotten Angler from Camp Faraway. It is, what is it? It's Tuesday, September 24th. Sorry, I got a candy going. And we are 2 days out from, still not even a tropical depression, but Hurricane Helene is coming this way. And if you look at the paths that they're forecasting for this hurricane, and the strength it can potentially be, we are dead center right now, again, and it's super old. But we are doing our hurricane prep. We're actually going to head back. We came over late yesterday from Pensacola. We're going to bring our Boston whaler back to Pensacola, and we have started doing our hurricane prep, basically getting things off ground level because we're going to have a big storm surge here. So, you know, important stuff like golf clubs, power washer, fishing rods, the Weber in case we need to grill when the power's out, and chainsaw, which we may be using a lot actually from the sounds of things, because we have got some trees on our property and they are forecasting a pretty substantial storm. But anyway, this video is all about hurricane prep. We've broken down everything on the front porch. This is all rock stuff, which hopefully won't go anywhere. Anna, my wife, is a geologist, so she collects lots of cool rocks. But just wanted to give you a kind of an overview of hurricane prepping. We got now the storm's not supposed to be here for 2 more days. So we got here early, and we've got things we got to take care of here. And we're going to take a bunch of stuff back to Pensacola. But things like pulling up hoses from the garden, because there's going to be potentially water, maybe 2/3 of the way up our septic mound here. We'll park our mower up here, the lawn tractor. That's what everybody does here when the storms come. We all have above ground, you know, these above ground septic mounds. The garden is probably going to get toasted. There's not much left of it anyway. But we ran, you know, we had a hose running from spigot. Just threw that in here. This stuff may all be gone, just depending on what happens with the storm. Like all the fencing and whatnot could disappear. And all of the outside artsy-fartsy stuff has been brought inside. Anna likes a lot of that stuff. Makes the house look nice. And this house was built by a contractor. It's almost 40 years old. It's rock solid. It's been through some hurricanes, but it hasn't been through a direct hit. And we are expecting a potential direct hit. So I'm guessing that our dock, right now we're at high tide, kind of normal. I'm expecting this dock to maybe not be here anymore after the storm, just depending. We're far enough inland here, where the storm surge kind of creeps in. It doesn't come blowing in here. So this will rise slowly. Right now the tide's going out, so this is all dropping. And my custom fishing table, I've got it wired to rebar. Who knows what'll happen there. I'm guessing that might be gone. You can only do so much. The wood pile we have out here at the fire ring, gone. Now this is only if we have like a pretty direct hit. So my kayak, you can only do so much. I'm not taking the kayak and 2 boats back to Pensacola. So again, that's the lawn tractor. That'll go up on the septic mound. You can see our air conditioning condenser is elevated like all of them. Took the kayak off the trailer, and this is secured. So that's not going anywhere. The Boston whaler is going back with us. We've got tons of like important documents and important valuable stuff in the Yukon loaded up already. I'll show you that. And we're gonna haul that back. So still got a few more things to put in here. we're gonna make another trip back too. We're gonna come back and maybe take the John boat back to Pensacola. So now this is the shop. Not worried about the beach cart, spare wheels, but everything has to get elevated in here because the water typically comes up to the second shelf during storm surge. Our little yard trash cart, that'll float. It's got the boat cover in it. And then the kayak, I took off the trailer, put it in here. It's roped off so it won't like swing around and beat up everything. But yeah, all of our, here's my little tackle shop. All of our stuff has been put up on the second shelf and higher. Fishing gear, toolboxes, and tools I'm not worried about. Just compressor, you know, just stuff. It's a lot of work. It doesn't look like a lot of work, but it's a total pain in the ass. This is the third time we've had to do this since we got this place. And we've only been here for about 1.5 years. And it's weird because they hadn't had a direct hit here in like 60 years. They've been skirted or had the outsides of some big hurricanes, but this is like the third one in, I'm going to say 15 months or so. So yeah, everything's cleaned up out of here. The fat bike, got all the bikes hung up. This is the bike room. Usually they're down on the ground. A couple of old fishing rods in here. So bikes are all elevated off the ground. They're good to go. Some Nordic skis. Not too worried about what happens to them down here in Florida. If you know what I'm saying. Fat bike is going to go up in the house, or if it looks like we're going to have a direct hit, that's coming back to Pensacola with me. I'll probably throw it in. It just depends what's going to happen. We're going to go back to Pensacola and then come back here. It's like a 3.5 hour drive one way. And then we'll come back here tonight, and we may get the John boat and bring this back to Pensacola as well. Because if we're going to have a direct hit with these boats, they need to be out of here. I mean, I can rope them off, but I mean, if it's going to be a catastrophic hurricane, that's the problem, is you don't have the luxury of waiting to the last minute, especially when we have to travel 3.5 hours one way to take care of all this stuff. That's Jim, one of our neighbors over there, talking to Anna. And yeah, this might be the last time this place looks this pretty. Who knows? We've dodged a bullet twice previously, but this is going to be a big one. You never know. It's beautiful out. It's humid, of course. And yeah, we're just going to see what happens. Keep our fingers crossed, man. It's part of the deal here. Look, it's like, you know, if you had a catastrophe and you lost everything here, it's all stuff. You know, I mean, when it comes right down to it, I got my wife. And thankfully we have a home in Pensacola. And, you know, we're going to try and get these boats back that way. So we at least salvage the boats if there's a major issue. Anyway, that's our hurricane prep. That's how it's going. We'll wrap it up hopefully tomorrow morning. I'm going to keep an eye on the storm. It's supposed to come Thursday afternoon here. But if it looks like it's going to veer, and there are some signs showing it may go just a little east of here, there's also signs showing it may go west, then if it looks like it's going to definitely miss us, the major part of the storm, then I'll probably just tie this bad boy up to the house supports and leave them here. But we're going to get the whaler out of here for starters, just because we can, and just to be safe. And who knows, maybe we'll go for a boat ride when we get back home, Pensacola. All right, that's kind of a wrap on our hurricane prep from Camp Faraway. Again, it is a gorgeous day out here, and that's the classic view right there. I spend hours just sitting right here looking at that, and hopefully it's going to stay like that to some degree. The bald cypress trees are starting to turn a little bit. They got a little bit of color. go brownish orange, which is what they do in the fall before they drop all their needles. Anyway, thanks for checking in. That's just our hurricane prep for now. And please stay safe, everybody. Please heed the caution. Because even though it doesn't look like there's anything going on right now, it's coming, and it's going to be a big one. And hopefully nobody gets hit, but somebody's gonna. So it could be us. We'll deal with it when that comes. Larry G, the Forgotten Angler, thanks for checking in. I hope this helps with your hurricane prep and storm prep, wherever you may live and be. Do it early. We found out yesterday it would look like it was coming this way on Monday, and that was 4 days out. And I told Anna, I said, let's go. Let's start getting it done so we don't have to deal with it. So here we are. Beautiful Camp Faraway. Hope it stays that way. Larry G, the Forgotten Angler, I'm out. Okay. This is the last sunset we're going to see here at Camp Faraway before Hurricane Helene brings her wrath, and I think it's going to be a bad one. So we've had 2 amazing years here at Camp Faraway. Got plenty of pictures and video of this place. But yeah, just let's do a little scotch and soda on the rocks right there, out of the real shot glass. Larry G, the Forgotten Angler. This is our second run, so we took our Boston Whaler back to Pensacola. It's a 3.5 hour drive each way, and we've got the John boat here, but I think that's gonna Peachtree. I think we're gonna take it back to Pensacola. We've got places here we could keep it, but I mean, to be honest with you, I think this storm is gonna be so bad that we need to just bring it back to our other place. Our blackberry bushes, Satsuma oranges. Here he is. Here's Johnny. I think he's coming back with us. I had toyed with the idea of just leaving him here tied up like we've done before for storms. But next door neighbor Mike's. It's just gorgeous out here tonight. I mean, look at this place. And Starlink satellite. All this wood's going to be gone. Actually, I should probably burn a fire tonight, because we're going to get storm surge. They're talking 10 to 15 feet of storm surge. This stuff's all going to be gone. I should burn all this slash tonight, actually. But this firewood's all going to drift away. I'm not going to bring that anywhere. Check this out. This is kind of cool. This old stump's got fungus all over it now. That just happened. But just an absolutely gorgeous. I mean, to be honest with you, all these trees might be down the way it's looking, because right now we are right on the west edge of the eye wall, the way this thing's coming in. That could all change. We're still about probably 40 hours from landfall, 48 hours from landfall. But they've got it kind of dialed in. They've had it dialed in on this right here. This is where it's coming in. And I would not be surprised if all these trees are down once Helene comes through. So let's get some last video. That's a bald cypress that we planted 2 years ago. 2 of them. A red maple. These are the big bald cypress. We planted a couple more there. I actually grew some from seed. And maybe tomorrow I'll pull them out of the nursery. That's another baby bald cypress. Yeah, that's more bald cypress right here. Butterfly going by. Check them out. Oh man, Absolutely gorgeous. Kind of a typical night out here at Camp Faraway. And man, fingers crossed. You know, in the end, it's all stuff. As long as I got me and my wife, everything's good. If this place gets tore up, we'll get over it. It'll suck, but we'll get over it. There's much more important things in life. That's a Tupelo tree right there. Tupelo honey. That net's got to get put away. But that's it. Camp Faraway. I'm out. Hopefully it'll be here in a couple of days. All we can do is wait and find out. Larry G, the Forgotten Angler. Thanks for checking in. Okay, this video is for inventory purposes more than anything, just stuff. So, what we had before the storm. You know, a lot of our tools. That's a boat cushion back there from the Montauk. The beach cart. A couple spare tires for our John boat trailer. That's my pedal drive for my kayak, air compressor. Topwater PDL 120 from Old Town. This is I got it strung off this stuff, so we're expecting a lot of water, like probably maybe thigh deep here. So this is tied, so it won't go floating around and wrecking stuff. Tools, generator, spare wheels for the beach cart. And then just cleaning implements and whatnot. And then all this fishing gear, I might have to take that stuff with me. All these lures and stuff. I really don't want to lose all that. So that may be coming back to Pensacola. Again, we already took the Boston Whaler back today along with a lot of stuff. And the John boat, of course, with the trailer. Yamaha 15 4-stroke. Yukon, and let's do a little inventory here of our bikes that are down here. Ridley X-Fire, deep dish carbon wheels right there. That's my independent fabrication Crown Jewel road bike. That's Anna's Jameis cruiser bike. And my Trek 830, and then my Thule bike rack. Bed Sports work stand. A lot more inventory goods here. Lots of fishing rods. By Daiwa, Fenwick, Penn. This is our power washer. Golf clubs, I think I'm going to throw those in the vehicle. Chainsaw's definitely coming with us, for sure. Extra gas. And a rubber, which hopefully we don't have to use to cook on after the storm. So, yeah, I think I'm going to load up the chainsaw right now in the truck. We'll be here till tomorrow morning, some point. Mid-morning maybe, we'll head back to Pensacola with the rest of our stuff. And then we're just going to leave it up to the karma of Hurricane Helene and see what happens. All right, Larry G checking back in. It's what day is it? It's Wednesday morning, so we're about 30 hours out from landfall. We're already starting to get some weather. A little bit of rain, nothing big, kind of normal stuff, but we are packing up the Yukon for the last time. And I'm going to tell you something. If you've never done this before, I hope you never have to do it, because we're going through everything and you have to make decisions. Like, do I care if this is not I'm assuming when we come back here, the house is not going to be here. They're calling for a Cat 5 storm. We are directly in the path. We are right on the edge of the eye wall right now, praying that it moves. And we have neighbors that have like trailers, that are up on risers for homes, and they are calling for up to 15 to 20 feet of storm surge, which means the water will be close to the second story of our house. And with forecasted 150 mile an hour winds, I don't think that our house is going to be here when we come back. So I hope none of you ever have to go through this, because it's miserable. I mean, I'm grateful we have another home in Pensacola. Thank goodness. And we have a place to bring everything and stay and live, which is amazing. But we have 2 good years here at Camp Faraway, and we are packing up, and we should be out of here. I'm going to say we'll be out of here in about 2 hours. Again, we're about 30 hours out from landfall, and we are in a really bad spot, and I don't expect any of these trees to be standing when we get back here, whenever that is. So just kind of taking you through the process. I'm leaving bikes here, all that stuff. I got 5 bikes. I got, custom made Indy. It doesn't matter. Who cares? You leave stuff behind and you go. And then you deal with it once the storm is gone. So it's part of the consequences of living in this part of the world. We've had, again, 2 amazing years here. And fingers crossed, I'll be back. Okay, soft baits. We're going back. Ooh, here we go. Chainsaw tools. We may need a chainsaw to get back in here. So we got the saw and some other specialty tools, and all this stuff is staying, and we may never see it again, including my 4-wheel beach cart. But that's the way it goes. You got to make decisions, man. Lots of soft baits. It's amazing what you'll save, You'll leave behind, a $30,000 kayak setup, but I'll take a $4 bag of plastic worms to catch bass with. Right here on the Forgotten Angler. Oh my God, help us. Got a high tide today. This has nothing to do with the storm. Bunch of bluegills right here, as usual, up in the yard. But I got to dump all my frozen bait. Bunch of pinfish. They're all freezer burned anyway. So we're getting ready to pack up coolers, and then we're going to be out of here. Camp Faraway. Fingers crossed. That's all we can do. Thank God for my amazing wife. It's very hot and humid, as you would expect. But Anna is a rock star. We just do it, get it done, and move on. And then there'll be better days ahead, for sure. Comes with the territory, folks. Especially right here in a beautiful place like this at Camp Faraway. This is a deep water access creek, like way back. When you go back 40, 50 years, there was a fishing and hunting camp fishing camp up here. That is now a house up the creek. But the shrimpers used to come up the creek here during hurricanes, and this is where they would park their boats for the storms. So they'd go way up the creek and anchor up and ride out the storms up there, and then come out of here when the storm was over. Deep water access out to the Gulf. It's a ways away, but thankfully that might save us, because I'm going to say we're probably 8 miles, maybe 7 miles, 8 miles as the crow flies to the Gulf. But there's a big bay here that's close. So that'll fill up, and then it's going to push all the water up in here. And we're talking about a massive storm surge. So LZ, the Forgotten Angler from Camp Faraway, I am out. We'll be on the road soon. All right, next phase of Hurricane Helene. We got extremely lucky, super grateful and thankful that we weren't heavily impacted. And it's time to go back home. Actually went out and surf fished a little bit this morning. Caught a couple catfish. It's my birthday. Happy birthday to me. And Mr. Fisky is packed up, loaded up, and ready to go back home. And we'll be out of here in probably about 10 minutes. Looking forward to it. Let's get back to Camp Faraway, where that guy right there belongs. Here's Johnny. This stuff's all going down. Matter of fact, let's take this down. Try not to waste too many steps. It was a lot of work. Okay. First of all, we were super lucky because so close to here, so many people lost everything and have to start over. And this is after they lost everything last hurricane season. So we are extremely fortunate here at Camp Faraway. Yard's cleaned up a little bit, but basically the heavy winds we had, let's go for a walk. A lot of pine straw around and a lot of branch stuff around that we've picked up some of, but everything's getting back to normal order, thank goodness. So it's starting to reorganize everything. No, we got a little warp siding right here. Yeah. Okay. So just starting to get things back in order. The water, we had storm surge, folks. So we had about a 4 to 5 foot storm surge here, and I think we were at a lower tide when that was going on. So the water was up here on the pad and into the shop area. Our piles of stuff, you got to understand, when we get storm surge, we're not right on the bay or the Gulf. We're about, I want to say 2 miles as the crow flies from the bay here, maybe a little further, and about 8 miles from the Gulf. But we can get there right here on this creek. So the storm surge pushes up these creeks and rivers. And our piles of debris here were moved a little bit. I mean, they didn't, they moved like 2 feet. We had some wood bordering the property over here. This is one of the logs. But the water was up over this table, and the water was, we got an outgoing tide right now. The water was up over the sink. So you can see all this silty debris. So the water was at least this high. Some water hyacinth wrapped around. But the table stayed. It's still pretty secure. I would have expected that. I'm guessing if the water had gotten a little higher, then that would have been gone. Because it doesn't come rushing in. It just slowly rises back here and then slowly goes back down. So yeah, everything is still functional, thank goodness. The old fish cleaning station. So yeah, this is just like sludge, a little bit of sludge, no big deal. Normal stuff. Next time it rains, that'll all be gone. That's one of our border logs. That'll end up on the wood pile probably. And got my custom fishing table put back together. And then this is just some of the debris. I think later today we'll burn that. That's one of the cool things about around here is you can just burn. They don't worry about it. We got a lot of stuff down in the front yard. So the wood pile is packed in pretty tight, so it kind of stayed put. It was trying to come apart. It's got some wobble in it, but it's all here for the most part. We might have lost a log or two off the top because the water was this high. And I just got back yesterday. Anna got back 2 days ago. And, the house is, I've got a game camera mounted. I had one in the back and one on the front. I'll have to look at the footage and see if there's any storm stuff on there. Just can't believe all these trees stayed upright. Got a chicken in our yard, scratching. Mike lost a cypress tree over here, our neighbor. Big Florida State guy. So he lost his cypress. His cypress blew over in the storm. I'm guessing we probably had, I'll bet we had 80-mile-an-hour winds here. I might come over here and chainsaw this out for him later. But a pretty good sized cypress, unfortunately. Just blew over. I haven't looked around here, but it looks like everything's good. And his boat went to downtown here, and we've got a neighbor that has property out here in one downtown. He's staying in now, and he let some of the folks bring their boats over there. We took our boats back to Pensacola just to be safe because it was going to be such a big storm, which it was. We just barely missed the heavy action. Anyway, the update from Camp Faraway is we are in stellar shape. Again, just super lucky and blessed, and slowly getting everything back together. So hopefully be able to get some more videos going fishing wise in the near future. And is getting her rock buckets over there. We did learn a lot of lessons during the storm. We started getting ready 4 days prior when they said it was coming this way, and hauled both of these boats back to Pensacola. And then you start, you only have so much room, and you have to make decisions on what you want to bring and what's staying. And you know, I got a bunch of bicycles here and my kayak, and I mean, it just gets to a point where you can't bring it all. You gotta prioritize and bring what you can. And you know, all of your, you know, we got a bunch of old picture stuff here, and it's got some pretty cool shell collections and whatnot that all ended up staying. So I mean, when we left, I thought we weren't going to be seeing any of that stuff again, and I thought all these trees were going to be down, because if you go I don't know, maybe 30 minutes west of here from Hurricane Michael, it's devastating. And it's, you know, it's 20 miles inland, and every tree is down from Hurricane Michael. And they're all down in different directions depending on where you were during that storm, that massive hurricane. So the winds came originally from this direction. This is the east. Jake's here. Who's here, Jake? Oh, he's on point. Here comes Pops. He's happy. So originally the winds came from the east. That's where it started. And then as the storm moved past us and further east, thankfully, the winds came from the north, from this direction. And you can see that, like some of the stuff that blew over all blew this way towards me. But again, that's a branched arrow. We got to pick up a lot of stuff out of here. It looks good, but there's a lot of debris in the yard. So that's the update. Hurricane Helene was brutal. I just can't believe Keaton Beach again, and Steenhatchee, and the Big Bend area, and it all got hit again. It's just crazy. Again, thoughts go out to those guys. If I can help in any way, I will. I'll start investigating that. And we're just thankful to be back here at Camp Faraway, and almost back to normal. Still got some work to do. Probably take a full day of getting things reorganized, kind of where we had it. And yeah, I hope none of you ever have to go through any of this stuff and have to make the decisions. It's heartbreaking. And then when you're spared, it's almost you almost feel guilty because you came through without any issues and other people lost everything. So it's, anyway, that's our neighbor Wayne's place over there. And boat and storage. That's Dallas's stuff. And there she goes on her way to clean up. So just got to get it done. Got to bring the barbecue back down. And yeah, just, you know, normal stuff, normal hurricane stuff. So the water, I'm going to say the water came up kind of to this first crease in the siding. This pad was covered with stuff, and the shop, I think maybe we had maybe 3 or 4 inches of water in here with the storm surge. And I'd moved everything around kind of back to where it was, but getting reorganized. I'm gonna have to come up with a plan because we get that storm surge here most of the time, and there's another storm coming, but it's not supposed to be substantial. But I think I'm gonna build some more shelves up higher. I might have to move the Cross of the North banner and Super Bowl 50 banner. Maybe put some shelves in up here higher. Just so I permanently have stuff off the lower shelves. And we don't have to deal with moving it every time a storm comes. We'll be good. I mean, as good as you can be. You know, if you get a 130 mile an hour storm, it doesn't matter what kind of shelves you got. And this is the bike room. I've got the bikes all hung up. These were all out here. But maybe build some more shelves in here as well, just to get more stuff off the ground. Yeah. So that's the update. Hurricane Helene. We were spared. And I'm guessing the water probably came maybe a third of the way up the septic pump right there. We had a turtle lay eggs here this year in the side of our septic hill, but I think a snake got in there and got them. So next year, if we have any more turtles laying eggs, I'll put some like wire fencing around it, so, you know, small holes so snakes can't get through it. But there you go, the garden's intact, and crazy, man. It's just nice to be able to sleep again. That was a crazy week. And now that we got everything back here, we're good to go. And we got some lemons growing. Hurricane Helene lemons. All right, that's our update, guys. Larry G, the Forgotten Angler from Camp Faraway. We are safe and secure from Hurricane Helene. It was a monster, and I mean, we got the outskirts. We were on the clean side of the storm. I'm guessing our max winds here were probably about 80 miles an hour, but everything is good. I'm out until the next video. Thanks for checking in, and I hope everybody gets through this the best they can. And if you need any help from me, reach out. See ya. All right. There we go. How about that? A lot of fresh water in here. Maybe that was a bass I had on earlier.
Oh, hi little bass.
There he is. First post-hurricane fish landed. Okay. We didn't get skunked.